change. This is the only thing that is ever happening, that's always happening, is change. And it's always unexpected, at least to some degree. Yeah? Every day, all day, this is the demand that's being placed upon us. Change. You know, if you think about it, we tend to enter our days and each experience inside of our day with some sort of expectation, right? We think our day is going to go one way, right? We think, all right, I'm going to do this, then this is going to happen. I'm going to talk to this person, I'm going to say this, and then they're going to react this way, and that's going to happen, and you know. And what do we end up dealing with is change of expectation all day, right? None of what we imagined, what we expected to happen, ends up happening. Definitely not in exactly the way we expected it. So the demand all day, every day is change. Now, what capability do we need most in order to meet the demand of change? Well, one of the biggest ones is adaptability. How can we adapt to the change of expectation? How can we adapt rather than resist what life is presenting us with? Because when we resist, all we do is create a lot of unnecessary, extra friction, right? If I go into the ocean and here comes a massive wave, and I decide that this wave is unexpected and shouldn't be coming and shouldn't be as big as it is, and I decide I'm going to resist this wave, who's going to win? Me, this little bag of bone and flesh and muscle, or the wave, right? The wave of change. Now, I'm not suggesting that we just kind of lay down and let life and circumstances steamroll over us. No, what I'm suggesting is, how can we move with the massive wave of change rather than resist and fight against? Oh, how can I move with this? How can I adapt? How can I pay attention to what life is presenting me with? Okay, it's different than my expectation. It's maybe very different than my original preference. But therein lies the question, do I believe that life happens to me? Or do I believe that life happens for me? Life doesn't happen to us. It happens for us. Every single thing, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Everything contains grand opportunities for change, expansion, perspective shifts, growth, evolution. But we tend to miss those messages when we keep resisting. When the wave comes and we say, no, the wave should not be coming. It should not be this big, right? So we close our eyes, we close our ears, and we close up completely. We become rigid. And therefore, we're not able to receive all of the messages, all of the guidance, all of the opportunity for change that's being presented to us. Now, if one of the greatest capabilities we need in order to meet the demand of change is adaptability, how do we become more adaptable? Let's imagine that every day that we wake up, we have a certain amount of units of adaptability built in, right? It's almost like a video game, right? Like we have a certain amount of life bars, yeah? And depending upon the night before, our sleep, depending upon our sleep experience, depending upon our whole life up until the current day, is going to make a difference as to how many adaptability units we have. So let's say we can have a max of 100 adaptability units per day. We have all accumulated so many stresses in our life so far. So most of us are not running at a full tank. We're not running at the full 100 adaptability units every day. Let's be generous and say that we had a good night the night before, we had a good night's rest, and so maybe we're beginning our day with 75 adaptability units. Now, let's say first thing in the morning, you get a phone call from somebody you love, and maybe something really unexpected, something scary, something horrible has happened to them or someone else you love. And it's really stressful, it's really upsetting. So right away you might lose 25 adaptability units, right? So now you're at 50 and it's not even 9 a.m., right? And then you get to your car on the way to work and the traffic is crazy and drivers are seemingly being absolute jerks on the road, everyone but you, of course. And you get cut off a couple of times and boom, boom, 5, 10, maybe you've lost 10 more adaptability units. So now you're at 40, right? And you haven't even gotten to work yet. You get to work, things happen, days happen, right? By the time you get to the end of your work day, you might have 10 adaptability units left. Oh, the sun is making an appearance. Change. And you decide to, stop off at Starbucks on the way home. And, it sounds good, right? Stressful day. You're going to get yourself a nice cup of warm coffee and just kind of relax on your drive home. And you walk into the Starbucks, huge line, right? So maybe you just lose another 5 adaptability units. You've got 5 left, right? And it's 5:30 p.m. You finally, after however long, 15, 20 minutes in the line, get to the front, you order your drink. Barista takes a long time to make your drink. You finally get your drink. Here's the moment. And they made your drink totally wrong. Delete. No more adaptability units. And you lose it. Right? These are the kind of experiences that can be happening to us all the time. So often when you see somebody lose it in public, maybe over something like that, right? Like their drink not being made right at Starbucks, and the guy loses his mind on the barista, and you from the outside are thinking, my gosh, what is wrong with this guy? It's not that big of a deal. We have no idea what has happened to that guy through the course of his life, and most currently through the course of his day. He just ran out of points, and the coffee made wrong just ended up being the last straw. So all of this to say, meditation helps to refill those adaptability units, right? So if we're meditating twice a day, every time we do that, we are filling that tank up. And not only are we just kind of filling it up to maybe what is our regular capacity of maybe 75 adaptability units. When we meditate, we're unwinding stresses from the body, from the heart, from the mind. And when we can do that on a regular, consistent basis, the body is able to move into the backlog of stresses that we've gained over the course of our life. And as it does that, that capacity for adaptability units goes up and up and up and up to the point where we're operating at full tank. We're beginning each day with those 100 points, right? Because we're beginning our day with a meditation. and we've been meditating for a while. And then we go out in the day and things happen, change of expectation all day, right? Points get erased. But then we get to the end of our day before dinner and we go into our second meditation. Whoop! And we fill those adaptability units all the way back up. And now we've got the rest of our evening, from 5 p.m. or so on, with a full tank again. Now we can bring our best to our life. We can bring our best to our relationships, to our job, to our business, to our role as a teacher. We can operate at an optimum level so we can truly be of service. So this is my first and highest recommendation. Put a daily meditation practice into your schedule. Make it non-negotiable. Start with 5 minutes once a day in the morning. Do a week of that. Every day, non-negotiable. Non-negotiable means it's in the same category as sleeping and eating. Yeah? First thing in the morning, upon rising, you may want to do a little workout first, move some energy around, and then straight into your meditation. This is before you have coffee. It's before you turn your phone on, computer on. You don't let the world in yet. This is your sacred time in the morning, right? 5-minute meditation in the morning, and then go out into your day. Get a week of that under your belt. And then week 2, upgrade 5-minute meditation 2 times a day. 1 first in the morning, 1 in the PM, in the afternoon, sometime before dinner. And then 3rd week, upgrade again, 10 minutes twice a day. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon before dinner. 4th week, upgrade yet again to 20 minutes twice a day. I've been meditating 20 minutes twice a day for about 8 years now. And it has changed my life in every possible positive way and continues to every day. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and move towards that progressive change and adaptation. All my love. Aloha.